Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Sanctum, guys. My name is Jesse, and I'm the writer, director, and narrator for the Lost Codex episodes. We haven't done one of these reaction discussion videos in a while, but I've got a special co-guest today, Jack from the Decoded Podcast. Welcome, Jack.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, I'm a co-host on the Decoded Podcast, a Codex artist, and my name is Jack.
Now, if you guys are a fan of our weekly podcast, you know that Jack and I have talked about all things Forsaken and Battle for Azeroth and pre-patch. And today, the first of the Warbringers episodes came out. Now, I haven't watched it at all. Have you watched it, Jack?
No, I've had a great spoiler embargo on my end.
I've actually haven't looked at Discord. I had to close Twitter for hours, so I haven't looked at anything. I just know it's a song. That's all I know. It's apparently a song. Which is interesting. We'll talk about that after, but we're going to do this live while we don't know anything going on, and we're going to watch this at the same time. So please enjoy the, if you haven't watched it yet, you don't want to watch it with our faces, go watch it separately and then come back and watch the rest of this video. Here is the first episodes. We will ruin it. Just look at Jaina. Don't look at us. Look at Jaina. No one wants this.
I don't know.
Go watch the other episode.
In relation to me.
I don't know. Jeff's gonna fix all this in post. But here we are, the first episode of Warbringers, the Jaina episode. Enjoy.
Beware, beware, the daughter of the sea. Beware, I heard him cry. His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank beneath the tide. Those blood-soaked shores of Kalimdor, where sailors fought and died, the Admiral fell at Theramore because she left his side.
Why this, so daughter of the sea? Why this, did she forget her seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray? When she did flee, cross the ocean deep, the Admiral followed west. What else but sail to save her daughter's life and pray she stood regret. But there he found upon those distant shores enemies on the rise. But when he faced those savage foes, his daughter stood aside and buried deep beneath the waves, betrayed by family, to his nation with his last breath cried,
I'm listening now. Father. I heard, across a moonlit sea, the old voice warning me. Beware, beware, the daughter of the sea. Beware, beware of me.
Oh man.
Oh wow. Okay, I have so many things that I immediately.
Just go for it. Jump in.
First, I was like, okay, is that, you know who that sounds a lot like? Do we know who the singer is? It sounds like I don't know how to pronounce her name, of course. Malika. She did like some Skyrim covers.
Oh yeah, her. I want to say that I actually think it's Laura Bailey singing, at least.
I mean,
Jaina's
they both
parts?
have beautiful voices, so
They do. I do think I think it is Jaina's part. Jaina's bits are sung by Laura Bailey.
beautiful, absolutely wonderful.
My first thought was, and this is a little bit spoilery, but there's a question we're gonna, or at least a lot of people had on the beta in a certain scenario of where does that boat come from? And now we know Jaina's got her own ghost ship. That's pretty cool. The Forsaken have always been the ones to raise boats. Okay, go for it. I know. Go for it.
The whole Forsaken fleet is, as far as we know, raised from the bottom of the sea. So their ships are literally raised like they're dead. And I found it interesting that Jaina was doing that. I was like, ooh, she's also making the ghost ship thing happen. I don't know if there's going to be any connection between the way that they do that or if it's just coincidence, but that's really cool.
In before everyone says it's immorally gray that she's raising ships without their consent from the bottom of the sea. But I thought it was
ship aware, self-aware.
Does the ship have free will, Jaina? I especially liked the remnants of the mana bomb that were floating through the ruins of Theramore with the little dust and all that, and how that sort of follows her a bit at the beginning,
like magical fallout.
And I go ahead.
I wonder if that's going to be a theme throughout these 3 videos. Just the people that they've failed, you know, the dead that they've left in their wake, either through direct betrayal or through failure, misguided actions, a failure to protect. You know, in the case of Sylvanas, she failed to protect her people when Arthas came to assault the Sunwell and Quel'Thalas.
Now that you say that, in the trailer for Warbringers, it's not really a spoiler unless you haven't watched the trailer for all 3 episodes, but there's dead things in all 3. There's dead things grabbing Azshara. Jaina is surrounded by dead things the entire song, and then of course, obviously, with the Scourge and Sylvanas and all that. So, I think you're onto something there with that. The connection between the 3 of these are going to be how these 3 women have failed their people, and how they've become stronger because of it, and how Jaina's now she's listening to her father, and back then she didn't. And I know a lot of Horde players who are going to play this, and they're going to get a little bit salty at the depiction of the orcs because it was very like demonic Horde looking, but
that's what they were.
From the perspective of the Alliance, that's how it was. You know, it wasn't a bunch of good orcs like Thrall there. You know, it was a whole bunch of orcs, and Rexxar, to the Terrassians, to the people of Theramore, isn't going to be this noble guy. He's going to be depicted as a monster. So I thought that was interesting, and then showing that fight between Dalen and what was presumed to be Rexxar. He's standing off with someone, and then his very gruesome, brutal death there. Oh man, I know the song was data mined a couple months ago, and
Was it? Oh, I'm glad I didn't know that.
Not the music itself, but like the lyrics, the daughter of the sea, beware, beware the daughter of the sea. And I was really hoping we'd see the actual song, kind of like the Lordarong song we hear with an Invincible with the little boy singing. And there's obviously the infamous Sylvanas' the Lamnin of the Highborn. And so I was really hoping Blizzard just went all out and made this into an in-game song. But
do they still have the Sylvanas quest? I forget.
You can get it as a toy, but I don't know if it's actually in game.
There used to be a quest where you could find her locket at Windrunner Spire, bring it to her, and then she'd sing it.
I think it's still in game. I think it's in Ghostlands.
Sorry, that's a digression.
That's okay, but that's okay. Jaina now has her own song, which is really cool. And the people of Kul Tiras, a little bit of a spoiler, but when you first get there and she's walking through the streets with you, the people all around her whisper like the lyrics of the song, and they say "Beware, beware." It's like a folklore song that spread throughout Kul Tiras after Daelin's dead. So she's almost like the monster under the bed kind of character that Terrassian parents tell their little children, like, beware, beware the daughter of the sea kind of thing. Because Daelin was just absolutely revered by his people. And we saw in the Jaina comic that, Catherine was given this memorial and people were gathering around, and they still remember the sacrifice of all those men and women who died in Theramore that day. And it really hit me when the line came up saying, and his daughter stood aside, and it was just kind of like the biggest betrayal. And that's not something that's ever been explored in World of Warcraft. Jaina's story has obviously impacted her. She helped kill her father in Warcraft 3, but after that, she was a peace advocate all the way through Wrath and Cataclysm, and then
a serious peace advocate, like
hardcore. And then I think it comes up once or crimes, like after Garrosh just destroys Theramore, there's this like, father, you were right, but then it goes on to Jaina just being angry at the Horde, rightfully so angry, and it's going to upset some people, but rightfully angry at the Horde, but it never comes back to her father. And now
that she's upset that she got nuked.
There are many Horde players. I'm just saying, there are many Horde players. Like,
stupid, peaceful, neutral town.
Actually, people say she deserved it. People say that and Garrosh, if I put on my Garrosh mask, Garrosh looked at it as, she's supplying troops to the Barons campaign, and they're on our front doorstep. But if you look at it from like Thrall's perspective and the good Horde, it's like, no, like you said, stupid peaceful town. How dare you hold peace summits?
I guess they weren't neutral. I was wrong, but
they were neutral until Garrosh took over, and then they built that whole highway through the swamp, and she's basically sending troops into the Barrens, which is, an act of war. Fine. Garrosh was like, we have to stop this. But there are people, Horde players, who actually get mad that Jaina's upset about Theramore. Oh, she just needs to get over it. She just needs to get over it, guys. She just needs to get out of her entire town being deleted from all reality. Literally, like, thousands of soldiers disintegrated by the mana bomb. But no, get over it.
Not just soldiers, like innocent people. There were a lot of civilians.
They evacuate a lot of civilians, but a lot of civilians choose not to leave. Right. Yeah, they choose not to leave. And like her apprentice, we all know Kindy. Oh god, Christy Golden. Why Kindy? Bright.
Isn't that the one who in Dalaran, her dad goes around and lights all the lights?
Yep. That's the Christy Golden hates gnomes.
Get over it, Jaina.
Pretty much get over it, Jaina. I loved this Warbringers episode because I'm so glad they're going back and exploring that betrayal that she inflicted upon her family and her country and her people. Because we've never seen any remnant. We've never seen any follow-up of that. It's kind of like, I've always wondered, like, I've thought of like backstories for Terrassian characters that I have, and I've always thought, like, wouldn't they be really pissed at Jaina? Wouldn't a noble from Kul Tiras be super angry at Jaina Proudmoore for what she did? How come no one is okay with this? I love Jaina's character, but I thought from the Terrassian perspective, that's a little bit weird.
Can you hear my dog?
No, I can't hear you.
Okay. He's having a dream.
Okay. he liked the episode too.
He's dreaming about the sea.
What was your favorite part of this episode, Jack?
Of this video? Oh God. I mean, raising the ship, and it reminded me of the Forsaken Fleet, was pretty fun. The singing was phenomenal, but I think overall it was very evocative, and it sets this tone that gets me really hyped to see what's going to go on in Kul Tiras and how Jaina's going to develop, because we've seen Jaina grow from a naive girl to an extremely vindictive warmonger to now this person who could potentially become a balanced and strong leader through, returning home and experiencing some kind of hero's growth. Overall, there's something I'm still kind of formulating in the aftermath of this. So I'm going to let you think while I gather my words here. But I do think there's some interesting potential for her story, especially after seeing this. It kind of ties all of her threads together in a way that I think is going to translate to some really compelling BFA story. What do you think? What did you think about it?
I thought I'm just so excited to see Jaina back in the spotlight, because
that too.
How she left in Legion. She left in a very angry in Legion, and a lot of people felt betrayed by that. And I really want to see Jaina come back to the fold. I want to know where she's been still. I know we got a little bit of answers from the comic, but I'm just overall excited to see how her story and how the people of Kul Tiras see her, and where that's going to go later on in the expansion, because we know that there's a lot of data mine stuff up there. There's a lot of cinematics that we haven't seen, and I'm excited for those.
Her mother.
I'm just excited for some Proudmoore drama.
Yes.
So overall,
the song.
Go ahead.
Just cut off your summary. The song reminded me of, it's part folklore, but it also feels almost like self-fulfilled prophecy. It has this sort of not like high Valen old god type prophecy, but like legend prophecy, like the prodigal daughter returns, and I love that element of it.
Agreed. I'm really glad that we get to see this in full form. I hope that the Remnant of the Highborn becomes part of the Sylvanas cinematic, and that just leaves a song for Ajara. We need some songs for these ladies, and so I'm excited. We're gonna cut this off. Jack, you and I could talk more in depth about this cinematic in next week's podcast once we get going on that, because tomorrow is Tuesday, which means there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in game. So we'll talk about this more in depth. Thank you guys so much for listening to this Beyond the Sanctum episode, which has been a while, but you're going to see a lot more of those soon. Reaction videos are fun, but I like discussing it. I just don't want to do a reaction video and then say, oh, that was cool. I want to actually dive into it. So if you guys like these sort of videos, let us know in the comments below. If you don't like these videos, let us know why. In case you missed it, our History of the Night Elves Part 4, The Sundering, came out today. And after a year of not finishing that whole chapter, we had comments every now and then, every couple of months, saying, when are you going to finish, the War of the Ancients, which is a big event. Jeff and I said, you know what, let's go back. We kind of just left it on a cliffhanger. So we went back, we finished it. Azeroth's blowing up. Spoilers. So go watch the Sundering episode, and it's very relevant considering it's going to have a lot of Malfurion, Tyrande, and a certain queen of the Highborn. So go watch that. And as always, we have a Decoded podcast every Sunday, sometimes Monday. So go check this out on Stitcher, iTunes, Twitch, whatever you want. And just remember, people, our lore videos haven't stopped in production. It just, now that we're doing a podcast, those appear more frequently, which makes it seem that the lore videos are more sparse, but we still are working on those actively each time. So don't worry, Lost Codex isn't abandoning its lore videos and the holocore videos in favor of podcasts. The podcasts are just filler episodes in between as we make these Lost Codex YouTube videos. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Jack, for being on the first Beyond the Sanctum episode that has First Beyond the Sanctum episode in a long time, actually.
Well, thanks for having me.
No
What's
problem.
The next video, by the way.
The next
Warbringers
video. We don't know if it's Sylvanas or Ajara, so one of those.
Do we know when it's coming?
No, I'm gonna assume next week. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna do one a week in the lead up. So we'll probably see one again next week. So you'll see us next week for Warbringers, Ajara, Sylvanas. Who knows? Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Enjoy the Burning of Teldrassil storyline that's coming to you Tuesday, July 24th.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thanks for watching.